What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Josh One Shot. Today we're going to be talking exclusively about Horrorhound Weekend. So we took off to Horrorhound Weekend, and it was, I believe it was over at the corner of 71 and 161, kind of. It was at the Crown Plaza Hotel, and we really didn't know what to expect, but as soon as we kind of walked up to the front door of the hotel, we knew it was going to be a good time. And the reason we knew that was because there were just hundreds of people dressed up in costume. And I mean, you go to a convention, you expect there to be cosplayers, but these people were just crazy. I mean, they had incredible costumes. Like, there was a guy walking around like in stilts, like with like a lower section of his minotaur. I mean, the legs, not like the rip. That sounds really dirty. But anyways, there were just tons and tons of people with just these awesome costumes. Very elaborate. You know, you saw a lot of like zombies, a lot of goth girls. There were some little sisters running around, which was kind of really awesome, you know, because I'm a huge BioShock fan, so that was really neat to see. And, you know, it was just packed, like right from Jump Street, really. Now, the next thing that we noticed was that there was a massive line that was kind of winding through the convention and, like, kind of out the door of the hotel and kind of wrapping around. And we weren't really sure. We were like, is this the line to get registered? Because we didn't really want to wait forever. But as it turns out, that was the line just to see Norman Reedus. Actually, speaking about Norman Reedus for a second, what a humble and down-to-earth dude. Like, you know, I mean, you expect that, you know, when celebrities go to these events, that it's their job to kind of entertain the fans. That's why they go there. But sometimes you can just kind of tell it's just a job to them, and Norman just seemed like he was having the time of his life the entire time, despite the fact that he was very sick or hungover. Which, if he was sick, that was kind of irresponsible, but also kind of funny and ironic, really, because you've got hundreds of people coming to see him, and he's infecting hundreds of people. Zombie show, get it? Yeah, pretty good stuff. But, you know, I actually did get Norman Reedus' autograph. And the thing was, though, I was really slick. I didn't stand in line for 2 hours to meet Norman Reedus. I waited till around 6, 7 o'clock. Happened to be walking by, was with John, and saw that the line had just kind of like dwindled to like 5 people, because the con was supposed to end at 7. So I think everybody just kind of assumed it was over and just kind of took off. So I waited like 5 minutes, got to meet Norman, say hi real quick. Really nice guy. Got an awesome signed print that I'm very happy with. And, you know, it wasn't just Norman Reedus. There were actually tons of other celebrities. Pam Grier was there. Gunnar Hansen from the original Leatherface, was there. Pinhead was there. I mean, and if you've never, you know, walked down a hotel corridor just to randomly stumble into, like, Freddy and Jason Voorhees duking it out to the adoration of, like, dozens of fans gathered around, you are totally missing out, because it's a sight to see. So after we got done kind of, you know, seeing all the different celebrities who were there and looking at some of the panel discussions and then, you know, like the live videos, obviously they played a lot of horror movies there, we decided we would go ahead and check out the vendor's room. I mean, anything you could think of under the sun that would be associated with the genre was represented there. I mean, there were, you know, you could buy costume supplies there. There were, you know, tons of artists that were, like, you know, pitching their work. You know, the Trauma people were there selling their movies, which is totally awesome. I mean, you're like a kid in a candy store when you go. If you're a fan of sci-fi or geek things in any respect and you go to someplace like this, you're just going to find a ton to love, and you just won't have enough money to buy it all. I mean, unless you're like Norman Reedus. He probably bought the whole place. I have no idea. But, let's jump back for a second to all of the amazing costumes and cosplayers. As it turns out, the reason that there were so many people doing that, because, again, you expect there to be people cosplaying at a convention like this, but they had an even bigger reason to dress up and kind of come and represent their favorite characters in horror fiction. And that would be Lost or Forgotten actually sponsored the costume contest that took place around 7 o'clock. And we went to that, and it was just pure madness. I mean, everybody was just like going nuts cheering for their favorite characters, and there were just so many great costumes and so many people trying out for it. And the reason they were kind of vying for the top spot when it came to the costume contest was because if they won, they got a photo shoot with George and all those guys from Lost or Forgotten, who were just totally awesome. We got to run around with them a little bit, and you know, during the photo shoot, like, it was a lot of fun. Then the winner, who actually walked away from that, was a little girl. I think she was like 5 years old, and she went dressed up as like a child Michael Myers, which was like equal parts adorable and horrifying, I guess, at the same time. But it was kind of sad, though, because you could see all the other contestants' hearts just sank a little bit whenever the little girl came out on stage to to kind of, you know, do her thing for the judges or whatever. Because no matter how much time and effort you put into creating this incredibly elaborate costume, it's not going to trump, you know, the love for a child's innocence. And, you know, seeing like a little kid dressed up as this really horrific thing from cinema is just, I don't know how you beat that. So after we got done with the costume contest, we actually headed up to the Lost or Forgotten room, which kind of turned into a party really quick. Actually, I'm pretty sure it started before we even got there. So John and I kind of went up there and hung out for a little bit, got to hang out with all the Lost or Forgotten girls, got to hang out with Brad and Denver from Lost or Forgotten, totally awesome. Got to hang out with Nate from BehindTheMaskPresents.com, really awesome guy. Just got to talk to him a little bit about, you know, just, you know, what we're both doing on our respective sites and everything, and he was just a really cool down-to-earth dude. And yeah, I mean, it turned into pure chaos pretty much, but like good chaos, not like unmanageable, like human sacrifice chaos, just, you know, somewhere just like a couple notches below that, I guess you would say. No bad decisions were made that I can remember. I mean, I don't think anything bad happened. Probably. I actually take that back. So there was one bad thing that happened, but unfortunately I'm not allowed to talk about it because it happened to John, and John kind of swore me to secrecy on it. But while I am sworn to secrecy, Brad and Denver from the, you know, Cult of Horrors YouTube channel, which you should be able to check out like right about here, have all kinds of information on what happened to John. So you should totally just go bug them to try to figure out why John did not have quite the good time that I did. Or rather, maybe he did, but he didn't remember as much of it. So yeah, you should totally go check that out. Alright, so that was my Horrorhound Weekend experience. So, you know, thank you so much for watching. Also, if you were at Horrorhound Weekend, or you know, had your own personal favorite experience, I would love to hear about it. So feel free to either, like, leave a comment or do a video response, and I will totally check it out. And that's pretty much it. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, because if you don't, Norman Reedus will kill you. Actually, that's not true. I'm sure he's busy doing something else, probably Walking Dead related. But just the same, subscribe. Alright, thanks for watching. See ya.